Praise the Lord. Here I am again today. A lot of people know this thing going on with me and about metalhead bands and stuff like that. And through this, it's a learning experience, reaching out and touching many people. And I hadn't really thought about saying this, but I think I must say this. There are a lot of young, wonderful people, young people out there. Now, if they were all my children, would I let them watch some of this stuff? No. But I want you to know that doesn't make them evil because they do watch it and hear it. I just pray that they will judge between what is being spoken that is really truly evil and learn and pick out some of the better songs that can be very meaningful. But it comes down to judgment, Let me say this, and this is going to be a very short video because I'm going to make another one talking about a total different subject, and I don't want to get the two subjects mixed up. But I met a very wonderful young man. Yes, he's called me some names, but that's all right. He even wanted to start, and doing pretty good at it, try a campaign to stop me. That's all right. But he's young. He's into basketball and a track, and of course he listens to this music and stuff, the Avenged Sevenfold. I mean, he's a hardcore fan of them. But he's young and he's got a full life ahead of him. And I really want to thank him for talking to me. I've got some grandkids his age. I do. And I think deep down, I think he has a good head on his shoulders. It's just that I said something that he's willing to stand for and fight for, Although there's two songs that, he defends strongly that I really don't like. And it's like two deer out in the wood that butts heads, But he is a fine young man, willing to stand for what he thinks and he feels is right. And I do not criticize him for that one bit. In fact, I really taught my kids that same attitude. Don't let people push you around. Stand. When you really believe in something, stand for it. So, I pray for him. I pray for him mightily. I hope this does not offend him. I won't give you a name. He'll know who he is. And we need to be careful when we go up against these young people and we're telling them they're doomed for hell. You know, no, he's a young man. And yes, any time his life could come to a short end. I pray it don't. I see great possibilities in him. I mean, I think he's only 16. My goodness. He's got a lot to live and a lot to learn. And he's got a lot of potential ahead of him. Would I rather for he to listen to some other different kind of music? You better believe I would. I wouldn't lie to him, nor would I lie to you. I mean, what good would that be if I tried to lie about it? But I'm not going to condemn you. No. And I don't condemn really the ones that do because they think they're doing right. But we need to really look within our own hearts before we start really condemning people and telling them they're going to go straight to hell. No. I can't crawl into this young man's heart and know his situation between him and God. Now, as an adult, and what he listens to, and what I believe, I could easily say, there's no hope. No hope. Just just clean the slate with that, not even paying attention to him. I want to speak this to the young people of America and around the world. There are a lot of secular bands out there. Avenged Sevenfold is just one of them. There's many, many more. And why these kids around here would believe that they're a Christian band, I have no idea. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. But yet, I realize they're looking for something. And maybe they're not finding it at home. Maybe they're not finding it at school. Music, I remember when I was young and I was growing up, music was a big part of my world. I was the youngest of 4 kids, quite younger than the rest. By the time I was at any age, the rest of them were grown and gone, and we lived on a ranch way out in, away from town. And so my best friends was basically my horses that I rode because we lived on a ranch, and my music. My parents did not supervise my listening, so I pretty well listened to whatever I wanted to listen to. Some of it was good and some of it wasn't so good. But I do know that when my heart was broken or I was upset or I'd gotten in trouble, songs would be music would be a good escape. I could I could just get into the music and it would just flow through me. It would be like a way for me, maybe not for you guys, but it was for me when I was hurting the most. I could find solace in the music. And some of these groups, the why I'm so concerned, and I have to say, Avenged Sevenfold is not as bad as others. Really, really. I pointed out Slipknot. I listened to their music. Man, I was like in a state of shock. I didn't listen to every song, but I listened to a lot of their songs because I wanted to be able to speak with what I really heard. And to me, I seen no good in any of their words that they spoke. See, when I first listened to a song, I listened to the words because it's easily to get into the music and the words just kind of go over your head because music is what makes you feel good. But as I grew older, I began to listen at the words because some of these especially the heavy metal, some of the other things, they're screaming so loud. Sometimes the words, you really don't understand the words. You have to really listen or get sheet music to understand. And I've come to find out there was some songs, when I was listening to rock and roll and things, and I'd just be caught up in the music, not really hearing the words. I could care less. The music is what made me feel good. I found out that I liked some songs that were really whew, not good, not good. So I know that you may think I really don't understand, but I remember when I was younger. I remember when I had to go through hard times and the changes in life. I remember when my divorce came and I was so distraught that music was the best thing, and that was during the go-go era and disco and the rock and all of them. Kiss was around. And I really got into their music because I really liked the beat. I liked the sound. I liked the way it made me feel. So if you think I don't understand and know, I really do. But as that music is playing, whether you really pay much attention to the words or not, but those words are being brought out, and your mind accept those words. And I'm not talking about them having, backward playing music or, trying to. Some of the words alone that are evil in some of these songs will penetrate your mind. It don't need no other stuff with it. And I care about, and I know that one day this young man will grow up if God permits. and Jesus don't come back to earth before then, that as he grows older, he gets married and has kids of his own, that his taste of a lot of things will change throughout life. There'll always be that little love back there for the metalhead. Like, that's why I don't really listen to rock and roll, because it gives me that feeling I want to go back into it. You know, I'm still human. So, and I'll start thinking, yeah, that old lifestyle. No, 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 that's not good for me. Not for me anyway. Maybe, but not for me. And I think as you grow older, that as you change physically and mentally, and even spiritually, you will find out that your taste of music, your taste of food, your taste of different things in this life will change. That's just the way it is in life. You don't stand still. You don't stand back. I'm no longer that 16-year-old that used to play basketball, and we even got to go to state, and we won a trophy one time. Well, we've won more than one, but the one I remember really well. That was awesome. Track I never was good at. You know, I even hated to have to run during exercise, and our coach in basketball sometimes would make us run up the bleachers, run across, and come down. Go on the other side, go up the bleachers, run across, and go down. I mean, it was good exercise. It kept us fit and in good form for a basketball game. But didn't mean that I liked it, because I really didn't like running. I just wasn't into it, didn't like it, but I love baseball, so I was willing to sacrifice what I to do what I really didn't like to be able to do what I really like to do, and that was play basketball. And I was good at it. I'm not bragging, I just was. I was on the main team with a whole bunch of other girls that were good at it. Only the best was chosen for the main squad. I happened to be blessed and be one of them. Now, my daughter, on the other hand, she was in basketball and she was a good player. But she was into track and she could run like the wind. In fact, when she was a freshman and they went to state down here in Arkansas, she beat seniors. She come in second, but she beat seniors. And they were really encouraging her because she'd go out and run, and she was getting better. I mean better. And they were even wanting to train her for the Olympics during that time. But because of everything that was going on in my marriage back then, and what her dad did, and how our marriage fell apart, she just kind of like gave up, you know. And before she graduated her senior year, which she went on ahead and graduated, but she got married. And you know, I tried my best to talk her out of it. But that's what she wanted. That's what she chose. And so she gave up a scholarship She gave up a lot of things to get married, but that was her choice. And out of all of that, she had two awesome sons that are grown now, have children of their own. In fact, her oldest son was in the army, and he even was over in Iraq. Prayed for him every day over there. So even though at that time when she got married, I thought it was the worst thing she could done. But she had two beautiful boys out of this that have grown into very, very good men. So we don't know what's going to be in our life down the road. And no, do our kids always pay attention to what we say, parents? No. But it's still your responsibility to know what's going on in their life at all times. You've got to know when to encourage them and when to speak gentle to them in a decision that maybe they shouldn't make. Not that they will always listen to you, they won't. And I know there's hard times. Many people have lost their jobs, lost their homes, lost everything. There are many people with kids out there living on the street because they haven't got anywhere else to live because of the economy. They struggle to even go to school, these young people do. And my heart goes out to them. I really care about our youth. Because you see, our youth is our future. I'm 68 years old. If Jesus doesn't come and set up the kingdom, one day I will die. That's the cycle of life. So we can live a life that will encourage our kids even in our most difficult times. When we don't have the money and we want to go out and get our kids something. And you know, instead of the grown-ups getting so distressed, they go out and start doing things they shouldn't do, like drinking, getting on drugs, doing things that, well, they think it makes it easier that they can do this. But that young person is sitting there looking at you every day, going through the same thing you're going through, facing the same troubles, facing the same heartache that you're facing. And instead of pushing them away, you need to pull them close to you and stand united as a family. Because when there's great troubles that come into the home, that's when our children need us the most. And I have seen so many, even in this little town, where the children had to be the parents to the parent. So no wonder they get into music. They want to find a way of escape. They want to find some peace. And yes, do I think most of these songs have evil undertones in them? Yes, I do. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. And I know Raven, bless his heart, he don't agree with me, and he made this video and I put it up. And I understand where he's coming from. In fact, I'm going to say this to Raven. Raven, I love you. You are a true brother because you accept me for who I am. You don't try to judge me and put me down the road just because of how I believe. Nor I you. But you know, brother, being that you know this scene, because I'm more in the rock era, okay? Of course, that era was called satanic too, and a lot of it was. I'll admit it was. But there are a lot of young people out there that you could even help. I truly believe that. You've been there. You've been through the group, and even though yes, you stand up for them, and you tell the side that you see of them that I don't even see. But you know, these young people need someone to be able to go to and talk to that really do understand them more than I even understand them. Because you see, we're in the last days and a lot of things are going on. A lot more troubles going on that even I had when I was young. Yeah, I was born at the end of World War II, and I seen the Korea War, I seen the Vietnam War, of course, and you know they had the movement against that. And a lot of these songs back in that day were stimulated more like folk songs against the war. Even youth was willing to protest and die, because at that college campus, when the police shot a lot of the youth up in the college campus just for protesting the war. But I'm telling you, the things that's coming upon this earth sooner than a lot of people realize. The youth need someone that they can talk to, that will listen to them. And I hope you take this challenge on, Raven. I really do. Because there's some young people that will listen to you. And I know you know Jesus Christ. See, I know this. And you have the responsibility to point them in the right way. Now, don't you get mad at me, brother. I love you. I want you to know that. But I give you a challenge as being a metalhead, part of it. That you be able to talk to these young people. Because you see, it's not all about music. Our life is not all about music. It shouldn't be all about music. It should be a part of our life. Part of it, not all of it. They should have other things, like basketball, like track, like football, like baseball, like you know, other things that young people can go out and do and get interested in, instead of just being all tied up in one thing, music alone. Our youth is our hope. And I do believe there's a generation out there right now that God is calling forth to stand for Him. And a lot of them will be old rock and rollers, as well as the metalheads, as well as the rappers. And I don't care for rapping either. I have friends that's all they'll play is rap music. I just I hate to say this, because some of you Christians are going to take me wrong, but I like the metalhead music better than a lot of the rap music, because it just not there for me. But yet I spend most of my days reading the scriptures, and now being led to make things on video. I pray they help people. I pray they encourage people. And I pray that it shines the light of Yeshua, Jesus Christ, into their life, and the love that He had when He died on the cross for us all. For us all. He died for us all. And yes, we have free will and we make choices in our life. But does that make me not care any less about the choice you make? No. I care. I care about all your choices that you make. And it grieves my heart when I really feel like some of them are jeopardizing your life. That's why I try never to speak in hate or anger, because I don't feel hate and I don't feel angry. There was a time I did, but I don't anymore. And I'm sorry, I cry a lot. Yes, I do, because I really, really care about our youth and where a lot of them are heading. I believe there will be some that's in this that will change eventually. And they will more than likely become the great warriors of God and stand for Yeshua, Jesus Christ, in a way that I never stood for Him. I believe that, or I wouldn't say it. But to this young man, thank you. And to all the other young people out there, no matter what kind of music you listen to, I want you to know this above and beyond anything else. There was a man born of a virgin around 2,000 years ago. And that man grew to the point that he became the sacrificial lamb that would die and pay our debts for us, that we would not have to go to hell. Because hell is real, heaven is real, they're places. And the choices we make will move us in the direction that we will go in when we stand before God. And it says, not Yeshua, Jesus said this, not to judge, but to love your enemies and bless them. That's what I always preach. That's what I tell others to do. Love your enemies. Bless them. And if they're hungry, feed them. If they're thirsty, give them drink. If they need clothes, clothe them. If their car breaks down along the side of the road, stop yourself right there and then go back and help them. Don't leave them stranded. Whether you believe me or not, I love you all. No matter what you are doing right now in your life. Because God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever shall believe should not perish. That is the gospel. That is the truth. For he is the only way. And his love is there every day, waiting for you. Father, in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, I send this video out, and it's sent in love. So bless these youths, bless this young man, bless them, and bring them wholly to you. Bring them in the name of Yeshua, Jesus Christ. Bless them, and let their eyes be open and their ears hear what you have to say in love to them. I pray for them. For we have terrible things that we've got all face. Put your arms around them and help them. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. And I hope you really understand this. Blessings.